welcome to Pumpkin's nail station. So today I am using some modelones products. I'm using this clear Polygel. Sorry, it's just that focus. Let me show you. So I'm using this clear Polygel here, and it came from this kit, which has got slip solution in it, dual forms, a soft and base coat, a light apricot polygel, and this bullet brush. It's like a gel brush, but it is, and you get some dual forms in there as well. I'll pop that up on the screen to show it you, but we're going to be using this clear polygel from that. We're also going to be using the modelones Prep and Prime. Base and top coat. Okay. Call me crazy, but we're going to do a dip manicure on top of these. This is nail one that I've already done, and that has dip powder on it, and it has worked. It's not thick, it's not bulky, and it actually looks really nice. And that's got 4 layers of dip powder on. But to do this, I'm doing a really thin tip. Really thin, okay, because you're going to get some extra strength from the dip powders. So I've got the dip liquids. I'm going to use this purple one, which is Azure, but it's by modelones. I think I'm going to use this green, and then pop this green glitter on top, okay. Or I might use the blue. I'm undecided. Okay, I've got this iridescent glitter one, which is in a modelones kit, and we've got the clear, which is in a modelones kit. So I've got a bunch of dip powders out, ready to use. Okay, and how I'm going to apply them, because they are so long, is with this. So we're going to dip it into the powder and pour it on. That's what I did here. That's what I always do. I just prefer the dip and pour method. Okay, so I'm just going to move these out of the way for now. We're just going to get what we want here. We're going to have our products there like that. And I've got these forms here as well, which are my own, and some lint-free wipes. Okay. So we're just going to prep my nails. I've buffed and filed them already. I'm going to get this out from under my nails, this little short bits. Just little bits of nail I just want to get off. Okay, so we're going to use the Prep and Prime, which is by modelones. Probably only going to sculpt a nail on camera because it's going to take a while. And I don't want to bore you. I have done plenty of sculpting videos, but I wanted to do every step for you guys. Okay, we've got the primer. It's an acid-free primer as well. You know this by if it's got the brush in the bottle. So if your primer doesn't have it in, then it's an acid primer. If it doesn't have the brush inside, the brush comes separately outside, then it's acid-free. So it's acid-free primer if it's like this. It's an acid primer if it doesn't have the brush and it's just the lid and the brush is separate. Hope that makes sense. Anyway, okay, and we're going to use the base coat. So I'm going to use this, but I'm going to wipe off most of it. Then you're going to cure that for 30 seconds, and I'm going to come back. Okay, so I've decided to speed up this part for the simple reason the video is 50 minutes long and I don't want to bore you guys Okay, so yeah, we're just sculpting now with the modelones polygel from that kit I showed you earlier on, but I'll stick a photograph up of it with the price and the link in the description box. But I think you can actually buy this polygel as a tube. I don't know why I think that, but I think you might be able to. If you can, I'll let you know in the description box. So I'm just sculpting with it. It was a nice polygel to work with. It is a little bit on the thinner side of consistency, but if you work speedy with it, it's a pretty nice polygel. It levels out well. I didn't excuse me, I didn't have any air bubbles in it. It is nice and clean. It did file and shape well as well, and because I wanted the nails nice and thin, this was a good polygel to use, because I don't want the layers to be thick because we're going to be adding dip powder to them. So I wanted like a thin layer. I think they were slightly thicker than what I wanted them to be, but that was my fault. So yeah, so that's all I'm doing here. I've done plenty of videos on sculpting where I talk about it in a little bit more depth, but we're going to move on to the next step after this. Okay, so we're moving on to the dip powder step now. We're going to be using, first colour I'm going to be using is a Azure dip powder, and it's a purple, and it's like a lilac purple. It's absolutely gorgeous. And we're using the step 1 base gel by modelones, and we're using the Azure dip powders and the modelones dip powders, a combination of all of them. So what I do is I put the base layer down, the step 1 first, and then I scoop the dip powder over it. I'll go over all 5 nails, and then I'll come back, dust them off, and do the next layer. Okay, so we've done the purple one. Now we're going to move on to the white dip powder, which is by modelones. It came in a 6-piece kit with the liquids that I'm using now. So again, I'm going to use the base layer and scoop the dip powder on all over, making sure I cover the sides and everywhere. I like to scoop it on because I think it gives me a much smoother finish. I've never really been good at the whole dipping my finger in the container business. I always end up making a big smudge on the end, so I am definitely a pourer. And then after we've finished the white nail, we're going to move on to the Azure green, which is a gorgeous like apple green, I would say. It's really gorgeous, really pigmented, and they're all staying on really well. And to be honest with you, one thing I failed to mention is I put a primer on before I put these dip powders on, to make the glue probably stick and not separate on the shiny surface. So I used the modelones primer, and then I add base glue and then the dip powder. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're moving on to the second layer of dip powder. Remember as well, remember the powder is going to stick where the glue goes, so be very careful around the cuticle area and side walls. Try to apply it just below it, and just, you know, don't get too close, otherwise if it runs in, it's just going to be a hot mess. So be careful, because it will stick to those areas. If it does, just wipe it off with a cuticle pusher or orange wood stick before you add the activator. It'll be a lot less filing, believe me. So yeah, all I'm doing now is I'm just adding the second coat, so I'm just repeating everything we've just done. So I'm just going to let you watch that, and then after we've done that, I think we're going to work on doing a ombre nail. So I'll be back in a minute. So this is the nail on the pinky where I've done the ombre. I think I did a bit of it further back, but I missed it. But basically I just used that big brush to like flick the powder, like tap the brush and tap the fine powders like onto the nail. So I'll do the bottom colours first and then work up to the top, and you get a beautiful blend. If you want to see a full video more in detail on that, just comment below. Maybe I'll do a full set on that. Okay, so we're using the modelones iridescent glitter dip powder now. So I've added the base gel, and we're just adding a sprinkle of glitter onto most of the nails. So I'm just going to probably show it you on one nail and then come back at the next step, because it's just pretty much the same on all the nails. Okay, so pretty much the last layer is the clear that's going to go onto the nails that's got the glitter dip powder on. So again, I'll just show you one nail of this, and then I will come back and show you what we're going to add on for the design. Okay, so we're just adding the modelones foil glue gel here. So I'm going to apply it to the green nail, and then I'm going to cure this for about 60 to 90 seconds, and then come back and we're going to add some foil. Okay, so we're going to add like a cute little ice lolly sucker from Charlie's Nail Art onto this nail. So I'm going to use some of the modelones Polygel and top coat as like the adhesive to stick that on, and we're going to repeat that exact same step on the thumb. So we're going to put the Polygel on first, then the top coat over the whole nail, and then add the ice lolly onto the area where the Polygel is. It's really, really good. It doesn't come off, and it's probably the best way I've found to stick 3D stuff on. Okay, so basically I'm just repeating the same step to stick the bow on, which also came from Charlie's Nail Art. So it's the Polygel at the top coat over the whole nail, and then stick the bow on. Okay, right, so we're here. So now we're going to do the nail foil. Okay. Okay, so I'm just using some holographic nail foil as well over that modelones glue gel that I put on earlier on. So I'm just going to put this on. One thing I will say is, because this nail is quite curved, about 95% of it covered, but it was good enough for me. Just where it curved over quite a bit, it struggled to go on to that area, but the actual glue gel itself was fine. The product did stick to it well. Okay, right, so this is the finished modelones dip and polygel manicure. So that is it. What do you think, guys? I really like it. I didn't film this one. This one is actually a tip that I got. But I'm going to talk about it in another video. I'm going to do a full set. I bought some gel tips. So yeah, I got some of those. So I tried one on this finger and it's gone on okay. So all of the others are the modelones polygel, but that one was a tip because I wanted to try it. But I really like this ombre one. I think I want to play more with dip powder and ombres. And this was the foil, which went on okay, but I think because this nail was quite curved, shall we say, I think that's why some of the foil didn't transfer. But the actual glue worked okay. But I love this glitter dip powder. It's beautiful, right? It's gorgeous. So that is it. So I hope you enjoyed it. That's what they look like underneath. And that is the thickness. I haven't removed anything from underneath the tip. And they're not that thick, to be fair. They're not. To be fair, they look okay. They're not that bad. They don't look that bad. Right from the side, considering. But I am actually more into dip powder, and I think I will do a full dip set with tips and try that. But I will play more with doing dip powder on Polygel. I probably just won't use as many layers, like maybe 2 to 3 layers or something like that, if I can get away with it. Yeah, so that is it. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to use my 10% off code, which is pumpkins10. I'll pop it across the screen in the description box with the links for these products that you can use to buy. And don't forget the sale which is on at the moment, and the code you use is the new in, and it works with the new in products. So if you purchase this product from the new in collection, I think it is, any products that are new, you'll get $5 off at the checkout. I think you can only use it for one product, and it can't be used with any other discount codes. So you either get the $5 off or you use the discount code, but getting $5 off is $5 off, right? I don't think there's any code out there that will beat that. So yeah, so that is it. So thanks for watching, have a great day, and bye!